Hi, beautiful souls. Thank you for clicking on this video. I'd like to welcome you here on my channel. If you felt compelled or drawn here, trust that you are being guided here. As energies work and align us to be guided when we are resonating on the same core frequencies. Trust that this message contains subliminal messages that you are meant to hear at this time in your life. Of course, you're also guided to always use your own discernment and take what resonates and what does not. Just let it go. Your higher self and guides have led you here, and through energy frequencies, we're being aligned to share our stories to help each other. We're helping each other back to our souls. So today, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm here to learn and seek guidance just as you are. And I strongly believe that we have soul families, and throughout my life, I have been in pursuit of this. I've been guided to create this channel over 3 years ago. I've been supported, encouraged, and in that time, 3 years ago, I believe I had my very first noticeable awakening. I should be upfront and let you know that I had no idea what an awakening was. I did not have the faintest idea. I was never taught this as a child. Nor have I ever heard anyone in my family or friend circle talk about this. I strongly believe, though, that this is one of the reasons I feel so passionate about creating this channel. I'm here to learn and hear your stories and to interact with each one of you. My pursuit is to gain knowledge, and hopefully by opening a dialogue, we can all be a guiding light to each other at this time. If you're like me and are feeling the burdens and the weight of the world lately, then I know that you have come to the right place. On my journey to the soul, which I really don't have a specific time frame on, currently still working on putting the pieces together, I have always felt alone. I felt different from everyone around me. More specifically, I just felt like no one can hear me. I've struggled to fit in. I've felt misunderstood. Nothing or no one seen me for who I am. Well, there were certain people, but they felt... In fact, what I was trying to say is that they left as fast as they came in. Also, I have to say that there were very special people who stayed. That we will get into as we go deeper into the reasons I'm here today. In my recent past, I spent days and many waking hours trying to articulate and formulate how and what I'm going to say. How will I start this conversation? This conversation will hit differently for different people, and many will not agree with what I'm about to say or share openly. But heck, I've never been the one to follow, or if I did, it wasn't without questioning. For many years, I struggled to follow my intuition. I would ignore red flags and always make an excuse as to why something was presenting itself the way it did. It always went back to me. Why do I say this? Well, because I can openly admit this now. Admit that I have been wrong on so many things. Not until I recognized or understood what programming was. Gosh, this term has been mainstreamed and tossed around so much, I don't even want to use it anymore. Let me see if there is another word I can find here. Molded? Again, all these terms and words we're hearing about daily, they just seem to have lost their meaning. Well, at least this is how I'm feeling now. The bottom line here is that, yes, we are all awakening to the fact that for so many years, we were taught wrong. Hey, I'm just starting to finally confront some of my own twisted, embedded, fucked up beliefs. I'm no expert here, or will I ever pretend that I am. What I have come to grip with recently is that I held on to things and beliefs so tightly, and they were not serving me, and I have refused to let it go. I squeezed and squeezed the grip so strong. I know that it was me strangling myself. Wow. Self-actualization. It's an amazing concept, isn't it? Really? How many of us have truly followed that concept or believe in that? We question everything. Well, I question everything. And in questioning, we can understand. However, I strongly believe this is when I had my first awakening. And I still am ascending to this higher alignment. And let me tell you, my friends, this shit is hardcore. Some days, I want to run into the woods and never be found again. And then there are days when I feel this needs to be known. Someone out there needs this message. Someone out there is struggling. And I tell myself, just get up and get this out there. Well, here I am, recording this message. Recording after a day of what felt like hell. Not every day is a good day. And when I'm confronted with bad days, I've learned to take that time to sit in silence. And when I'm fortunate to have a good day, I will do more recordings. So, my dear ones, I'd like to welcome you here to my channel once again. Please subscribe, like, and share if you feel that you can be of support to others and would like to stick around on this healing journey with me. A journey to surrender. And so now that we've gotten the introduction out of the way, I just wanted to touch on something that I feel I just wanted to make clear, that I know that YouTube videos are a tricky thing, and to be honest, I don't have a clue how any of this works. I'm here blindly. This does not bother me because one way or the other, I have faith that this video will make its way to the right person at the right time. I also would like to say that I'm not here for the likes, because in no way am I trying to make money off anything I will post here. This truly and solely is my journey that I would like to share. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's start by saying, I guess, when I was a young girl, I went to Sunday schools. And every Sunday, I would walk with my grandmother to church. then I would be dropped off to the lower level where the Sunday school was held. To be honest, I don't know that we had a lower level at this church. I think that's just something I've seen in a movie or read in a book some time ago, and it just stuck with me, embedded somewhere in my memory. But there was a separate section in the church that was segregated for children for Sunday school. Anyways, I was there. And I'm from Guyana, a country in South America that we can get into a bit later in another video. But for now, we're just going to try to focus on some of these things here. I get sidetracked. I'm sorry. Anyways, so at Sunday school, I was taught all the stories that my little 3-year-old mind can handle. I loved it. It was a beautiful thing, honestly. Here, I would meet with other children my age, and we sang and listened to the stories. This is where I first learned about God. This was my first modeling of spirituality. Years later, I was introduced on my maternal side of my family to Hinduism. Now, as I recall, this was a normal practice for most middle-class Guyanese. Sunday was always a day put aside for worshiping, and after church, one of the nice grandmas would host a brunch and cook delicious meals that we would all devour. Oh my God. I could just taste the delicious food right now. Yum. So at a very young age, I have learned about having faith and being mindful of our actions, as what we do here on earth have major consequences in the afterlife. Man, I must share this funny story as well. Oh my God. So when I was around 3 in Guyana, we have like seasons, not 4 seasons, but 2 rather, like rain and sunshine, but mostly. And during this rainy season, it would rain for days. And for any one of you who's never been to a tropical country, well, the rain is insanely heavy and it comes with rolling thunder and lightning. So after school, when I was 3, I was still in kindergarten. So it was usually followed by an afternoon nap. The adults would get into to this with so much pleasure and have their sabbaticals. Well, I hated to nap. The adults would just, go to sleep, and I'm here like sleepless, whatever. I'd get up, prowl around in the living room and the kitchen and the fridge, picking at vegetables and pretend I'm cooking and stuff like that. Anyways, so I could not for the life of me take naps. It was too much fun to stay awake and play pretend school. Little me enacting the previous morning's lesson, I've learned, teaching the chairs and the table around the house. Well, they were my students, right? Come on, I was an only child playing by myself. So that was done during the rainy times. The thunder would be so loud and frightening that it was probably one of the best times of the adults' lives, because I would nap. See, I had this fear that it was going to flood, and because I was taught the story of Noah's Ark, I would think that there was going to be a flood. And of course, we were all doomed because the bloody adults were sleeping, and damn it, I can hear God and his angels moving all their furniture around in heaven, as if he was mad at his children for not sleeping. So obviously I was going to go nap. And so, bam, my first lesson in fear. Fear, Let's talk a little bit about fear. I can only speak for myself, and I will tell you that all my life I feel I've been fearless. Not to say that I don't have anxieties or panic attacks or have insecurities like everyone else. I'm not perfect here. I think what I'm trying to say here is I looked at challenges as a way to forge ahead, never giving up or giving in. In my mind, there was always a way. This, I believe, has always been my stance as a true optimist. I'm going to jump in here and say that And here's where I know that this is going to really rub or bother some people. Let's rephrase that. Irritate some close family members if they come across this. But what the heck? This optimistic trait, I think I developed at a very young age because this was modeled to me by my dad. God rest his soul. Thank God he's not here to be in this time of great struggles. Or perhaps I should also rephrase that. I think our society could do with someone like my dad. He was a great optimist. He was a great advocate. He cared. He was honest. Well, he was deceitful too. Don't get me wrong. He sure as hell wasn't some knight in shining armor at a time that I remember, at least in my teenage years. Nonetheless, I developed fears, I've developed anxieties, I've developed panics, I've developed insecurities. I've been burnt just like everyone else. See, I think as we're growing up in our early years, being programmed, I know you can't see me because this is not a video with my face or anything, but I was doing the air quotes in my early years when we were programmed or modeled. We're not taught about all the struggles, adversaries. If I'm saying that correctly, I don't even think I said that correctly. You know what I mean? If we were told about struggles in my case, all I can say is it was never, let alone known outside of a family circle. Meaning, if you're still living at home with your parents, that would only be between you and your parents. And if you were living with a spouse or you're in a relationship, in marriage, whatsoever you call it, you absolutely dare not let anyone know about your struggles. I remember hearing as a child, adults, mostly females in my family circle would always be saying, well, even if you're eating just salt or plain rice, in North America, in a North American term, that means it would mean butter and rice, just plain butter and rice. Sorry, it's an inside joke, not laughing at anyone or anything here. But again, yeah, you weren't taught to speak of your struggles, speak of the things that, like weakness. God, you dare not even mention the word that you are weak. Anything weak. What is weak? Struggle? What the heck is struggle? Who struggles? No, we're perfectly fine. This image, this mirrored image, it's this perfectly painted picture. Yet those very people that were saying this were instilling this belief or ground rules of how you should live your life are the ones that were severely fucking insanely crazy, struggling. And these were the models. I know that many of you can relate to this because many of you understand where I'm coming from. My parents, they were strict, and I wasn't allowed to use, terms as like talk to anybody else outside of the family about struggles. I know, and my dad's dead and gone, and he wouldn't object to me saying this now, but I know this is gonna rub my mom in the wrong way, but here we go. Sorry. So I've spent the majority of my life holding on to this belief system, ground rules, let's say, that has not served me any good. And there's the other side of things as well. The part about growing into society, a Western society, in a modern society. The one that teaches young women to be strong, to build careers, to stand up for your rights. You don't need a man. You can stand on your own. Heck, you can support yourself. Support yourself? I'm here to tell you today that in no way, shape, or form I want to spend the rest of my life keeping my story and speaking my truth, because I know this is just bullshit. Flat out bullshit, hog shit, dog shit. I don't know any kind of shit, any form of shit, I guess. Teaching us that we must not be dependent on any man, and the first sign of a man who shows any signs of leadership, then that's to say, oh, it's just showing a sign of weakness. That means he's a bully, he's weak, and he should pick on someone his own size. Yet, I grew up in a society or culture, the fact that they taught me to honor thy husband. Do you believe, just by listening to me speak here today, that I sound like a woman that truly honored thy husband? I cannot sit here all high and righteous and say that I did, or that I even understood how to do so. I've been so naive into thinking that I'm this wonderful, calm, mystical creature floating around on this harsh plane of earth. And everyone around me didn't see what a wonderful job I was doing. We'd all like to think that of ourselves, that we're all this great mystical beings. Again, as in my father's favorite words, hog shit. Have you ever tried to help a situation, a person, but all you ended up doing was ruin more than you helped? I have. I see that. I know that. There's something powerful in knowing. There's something powerful, absolutely powerful in knowing whether this is something that you've learned or a skill you picked up or just freaking self-actualization. It really is painful when you get to a point in your life that you have to sit in silence and be confronted by your own fucking bullshit. Our society does not allow such weaknesses. How dare you speak of weaknesses? How dare you show the other side before the picture was taken? You know, the Facebook photos, the Instagram photos. How dare you speak out or try to help? We talk about empowerment and we talk about empowering each other. Let's be open. Let's share. Let's not judge each other. Let's teach each other how to be resilient. My question is, resilience? What is resilience? Being alone? When you've fought off everything that has been supportive or constructive to help you along your path? No, let's take that away. Let's strip anyone who actually has the balls to stand up against you and your misstrued perception that you refuse to let go of. Have you ever found yourself just trying to help, but then turns out you needed to help more? But you just kept pouring your cup out. The little knowledge you had, you kept going, you kept giving, you kept wanting to fix, you developed anxieties, fears, insecurities. Growing up, to the best of my knowledge, I don't remember ever being in competition with another female. I don't remember ever feeling jealous. I've got no recollection of feeling jealous of another female in my life. Yet, I've been confronted to say that I have, but it was clear that it wasn't even coming from me. But that's okay. I can live with that. I've never, ever competed with another in that sense of like, oh my God, I have to have what that person have, you know? Or if they were favored or liked more than I was, then that made me sad or feel incomplete. But I have experienced it. I have experienced this from a very young age. I experienced it again in my 30s. And I thought I moved away from it. I think I've moved away from it. I think I've managed to separate myself from anyone who doesn't value me, who doesn't see me as an asset, who sees me as a threat, who tries to increase my insecurities, raise anxieties in me, make me feel like I'm less than. I think I've done an okay job at removing myself from situations that were unhealthy. But I have to admit, in my personal life, and because I was taught to be resilient and never to give up, to keep going, that I'm the Miss Little Helper and I could fix any situation. I'm the optimist and I can see the bright future ahead, the good in you, and I want to bring that out in you. I see the struggles to get there. I feel it. And oh yeah, I have felt the pain. I have seen the red flags. And who am I kidding? I've done my share of the damage. But I believe the good outweighed the damage. See, in the recent months that has gone by, I tried to fix the situation. But in turn, I know the truth of what I was doing is not known. Do I need it to be known? How important is it for me right now in this moment to be heard? 101%. I've always prided myself on being honest. That's not to say I didn't do some pretty fucked up things in my past. I've made damn shitty choices in my past and in my most recent past. Again, I'm not on here to make myself look good, to blame anyone. I'm here to take responsibility once and for all. I'm here to take accountability, to tell my truth, to share my story in hopes that someone else out there in this vast universe who is fucking up and who's blindly being led like a sheep by society's expectations, model of the power of the female, the divine feminine, I don't want to be a powerful female. My powers should show through my wisdom and my ability to discern what was programmed and infused in me for so many years. To be able to be accountable for whatever part I have played in any given situation, be it good or bad, without looking for the approval of any person that does not resonate or align with who and what I am. So, see, in the last 7 months, I've spent a lot of time replaying a scenario in my head. A situation, something that happened, something tragic. I say tragic because that's how it feels to me. I don't think that I need to explain that any further. I know that the situation was so stupid. The party that was involved overreacted. And I followed suit. I overreacted. So there. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was so innocent and I'm the victim. I've spent 7 fucking months trying to say that I was not innocent. No one wants to hear that you're not a victim. In today's society, you have to become the victim in this society to be recognized, to show that you are resilient, to get support and help. You have to dumb down yourself to a standard and become a victim for anyone to listen. You're not allowed to take accountability. A woman taking accountability? No, why would you want that? You can't change that. You're now labeled as the victim. Dumb down, go with it. What are we going for? What is the big picture here? Why am I not allowed to take responsibility for something I had a part in? Why am I being asked to pretend to be weak and to be this damsel in distress? What the fucking fuck is up with this messed up, mixed up, stirred up pot of fucking hogwash? I've spent the better part of 2020, 2021 pulling myself away from a lot of things. I found myself, I think, since I'd say 2018, coming into and finding this kind of peace within myself. I wasn't really looking outwards for reassurance or approval from an external source. I won't sit here and pretend or lie that it's not nice or that it doesn't feel good to be recognized or rewarded for being a nice person, a good person, an honest person. I don't want, or I don't know, just, I guess, overall being recognized. I've been accused of being a narcissist. And yeah, let me tell you, that fucking hurts. And it hurts like a motherfucker. Nothing is worse than hearing those words roll off the tongue of someone you trust with every core elements of yourself. Not only have I been told this, but it has been widely discussed within the circle of people that I've trusted. A narcissist. That was later translated into the phrase, you are a hybrid narcissist. It was broken down to mean that I was very empathetic, but a narcissist. So at the time this was revealed to me, my reaction was obviously I guess I was dumbfounded. However, I found the strength to give an explanation. I wouldn't say strength, actually. I would say my ego kicked into gear. Did I need to give an explanation? I didn't think I had to, but I wanted to. Like, a narcissist? That's fucking heavy. I said in my response to that statement that I'm highly empathetic. I believe in my weaknesses, but I set boundaries. I understand boundaries. Yeah, I love myself. I have to love myself. Again, this would be a whole other can of worms to open up. But yeah, like, so my boundaries, the way I see it, made me look like a narcissist. Okay, that hurts, but I'll take it. Is it okay, though, if I gave my perspective on this? If I said what I interpreted that to mean about you or the people that took the time to articulate and segmented me, my personality, my traits, my temperament, my overall fucking existence, let's say. Nope. This is what you are, and everyone agrees. No one likes you, and no one wants to be around you. No one thinks you're a nice person, and no one believes you. Okay. This is supposed to make me react how? Am I supposed to question my whole existence now based on the opinion of a few people? A few people who never really took the time to know me or understand me or ask me why I am the way I am. I've never really been one to hide my, or no, let me rephrase that. I've never been one to hiding for my responsibilities or accountability, taking accountability for the fucking shit that I've done. Don't bombard me and don't try to confront me like your shit does not stink, especially at the first sign you've managed to beat me down. You take it upon yourself with the support of your pack to drag me down. Because I'll admit right now, I will not give you, or anyone for that matter, the satisfaction to tear me apart. You'll be met with resistance and you'll hit a brick wall. You want to be honest and talk to me without all this psychoanalyst bullcrap? Then we are not seeing eye to eye. I'm sorry. I've walked away. I've left situations in peace, knowing that I would never get that, I guess, recognition for being that person that did the right thing. It will hurt. And yes, knowing that you've created situations to put your head on the slaughtering block to be chopped off is a whole other story. Strength and resilience have no place in the heart. The heart is not here to be tested of how far you can stretch yourself. It is here to love unconditionally, and every human strives to be loved and wants nothing more than to be loved in return. It is imprinted in us. Sometimes, though, we must face the mirror. And really take a hard look to see what is being reflected to us. See if what's being reflected to you is a lovable person. We can begin to understand the depths or the depth of the damage we can create in someone else's life if we are incapable of loving ourselves first. This has not been the first time in my life that I have had to face myself. I will do it again and again until I can truly understand the depths of what needs to be addressed within me. I will continue no matter what, no matter the misunderstanding of others, the judgments, the ridicule. This is only telling me that there must be something I'm so blinded to. This needs to be addressed, and for the first time in my entire life, I've committed to doing the work for me. Not to please anyone, not to prove to anyone that I am worthy or, that I really am a good person. We are only mere reflections. What I see as missing in someone is the very thing I bloody well am missing in myself. I need to find this missing piece on my own and not want some person to heal me or fix me. It is not their job to make me better. Who in their right fucking mind can stand up to those righteous standards? I tell you right here, right now, me and my big fucking ego did think I was worthy enough to take on this challenge. I thought I could pour into another and heal when I was so broken and fragmented into so many tiny pieces. Dear ones, please, if you are in a situation such as I have described, stop. Please, I plead with you here today. No good will come of this. You will not do any good to anyone if you're not a whole person. You should never allow yourself to take on something so grand. This is God's work, and Him alone is this person's saving grace. Work on yourself first before you break everything in your path. Your prayers and your light, however dim, will be the only thing that can help. Today, this day, February 9th, is a significant day for me. It is a day I recall for the first time in my life being held. I remember that feeling of desperation within us. These two people who were looking to the other to wipe away all the trauma and the pain ever inflicted. I remember the hour like it was yesterday that I first took a breath of sigh of relief. Because I knew weeks before this person that held me knew my soul, and within that moment knew I knew his. And in this very moment is the first time in my entire life I let my guards down. I believe there is good, and I believe in divine timing. I also believe in divine intervention. This to me speaks of, our refusal to heal ourselves and for allowing ourselves to become the very thing we were afraid to become. My journey will continue one day at a time as I surrender and I mean that I truly surrender without the expectation of looking for a reward for doing the work required to make me whole. I'm not a whole person, and I know this requires dedication. This here has been the first time in my life I have not begged to be recognized, and I do see me, and I see my brokenness, and I accept wholeheartedly that I am not a whole being. I sure as hell am not resonating at my highest, but every day is a step forward in the direction of becoming a better person. I trust in this time of healing that I can begin to face the demons within me, and I can face the demons given to me by others. The ones I decided however long ago or time gone by that it was the truth. I'm now open to learn how to sew up those holes within my soul, and I use my prayers to seek help, because when I tell you there exists no one on this earth that has the ability to help me to break these fucking shackles I've bounded myself with, believe me, I know. Only God knows the guilt and the shame I carry. And only God, whatever higher power or beings exist outside of me and any one of us. This hole in my soul echoes and bellows so loudly that so often I find myself wanting to be deaf to all the words tossed my way, all the dislikes, looks of disgust, those memories, quite frankly, the fucking hate, the resentment and hate that I face. I remember, I see the faces, and I feel that energy. Yeah, one day at a time. Tomorrow is not promised to any one of us, so I will continue to stride along in my lane gracefully, because I still have a little bit of my grace left, I think. So again, I'll stride along in my lane gracefully towards salvation. And if this takes me the rest of my life, then so be it. I know that this sounds so gloomy, and I didn't want to end here in such a low vibrational tone. I will ask that if you come across this video, please don't hesitate to share what you're comfortable with sharing. Reach out if you must. I'll be making more videos in the coming days. As I said, one day at a time. And if you had a similar situation and you would like to share with me how you were able to overcome your struggles, kindly do so. I do hope to speak more in my future videos on spirituality. This was partly my goal here today. This being my first video, though, I guess of being open. I felt there were too many things wanting to be said and so little time. And again, I don't have a fucking clue how to make videos or anything about editing, so this will be fun uploading later to YouTube. Just wish me luck. If you're here till the end to hear this, it was a success. Yay me! I'll do it again. I do now wish to thank you for your time here, and I hope to have you come visit my page again. Take care and have a great rest of your day or night. Until next time, love to all.